Dana Calvert.
Good evening. My name is Dana Calvert. I'm the mother of a kindergartner at Oakwood, a full-time lecturer at Queens College, and a doctoral student in instructional leadership at Hunter College. And my husband forgot to mention he's a 7th grade special education teacher. Recently, this board unanimously approved armed police on school grounds. I stood up here and presented evidence from a broad range of reputable and bipartisan sources, including leading educational policymakers and federally funded studies, showing why your decision does not make schools safer. Now I want to point out more about why your decision actually makes schools less safe, because to me this is a racial equity issue. And to be clear, this was truly never a discussion about everyone's safety. From the start, it was a discussion about what is more likely to make those with privileged relationships to policing feel safe, and I say that as a member of a police family. Because I watched Uvalde unfold, and those parents of mostly working-class Latinx students did not feel safer as swarms of armed police failed to protect their kids. And the multiple surveys of schools with armed police, showing that white students are far more likely to feel safer with these measures than black students, also does not make me feel more safe as a parent of a child of color, trying to protect my child's mental health and well-being in a climate of endemic racialized police violence in this country. To me, safety means protection from fear of guns, protection from fear of the police, as well as protection from racialized violence. We cannot pretend that this decision was not made against the backdrop of a national reckoning with racial inequality. We cannot pretend that after the murder of George Floyd, several school districts in this country set a new precedent when they reconsidered their relationship to school policing and terminated contracts. We cannot pretend that in Huntington School District, just next door, a student beloved by his peers and teachers wasn't deported based on being wrongfully accused of gang violence by a school police officer. That happened, and we learned nothing. School police, in any form, disproportionately harm students of color in real and tangible ways. And yet this board uncritically ignored all this social context and decided to fund the police with the diverse community's taxpayer dollars, without first seeking input from BIPOC community members and families. Instead, BIPOC voices were ignored and thus silenced. But who was asked? The armed police officers of the security teams you accepted bids from, who stood to profit from the deal to the tune of $750,000 a year. I call on you to reverse this decision. I call on you to divest taxpayer dollars away from police and schools. I call on you to spend that money on evidence-based programs such as restorative justice, trauma-informed care, and de-escalation training, as well as other community resources that are well documented to support students and protect them, and also save lives. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Calvert. Jane O'Toole, did you want to address the board or no? No. Okay. Okay. That comes to the conclusion of our Voice of the Residents. Anyone else want to address the board before we close the meeting? Yes, sir? Okay.